Hello and welcome. It looks like Christmas has finally come, and by finally I mean quite early, to Games Workshop because the Battleforce boxes are here. Yay! 6 of them for 40k, 4 of them for Age of Sigmar, that's what it's called. And I have already talked about these boxes 3 times now, once on stream, once to you guys on a video, but it had no audio. And now, the 3rd time, we'll talk about it here. So first one's first, we got the Blissbound Warband. And honestly, it's not really an army. It was barely anything in the box. There's 13 models. Isn't that like Skaven's number, 13? 6 Noise Marines, 6 of these little fellas of Flawless Blades, and, you know, Fulgrim himself. And we do love Fulgrim. I mean, he's a good guy. Fulgrim's a beautiful. These are all beautiful models, actually. Really nice to make, really nice to paint. I love Fulgrim's many faces. He's so silly. And I don't think any of them are necessarily bad. I'm not sure how meta any of these units are. I think Noise Marines are kind of an auto take. I think both the Flawless Blades and Fulgrim could do with being a little better or a little cheaper, but they're not terrible. Especially since the Flawless Blades had a little bit of an update since their Codex release that made them more usable. And you can always, not that army, get the Combat Patrol, which is right here, in addition to the Battle Force, and I think that gives you a proper army. 10 of these dudes, which can be built as Infactors or Tormentors. 6 more Flawless Blades, which isn't too bad. They're very fast, they're very deadly. And this dude, which can be a good lord to lead your army with, in addition to Fulgrim. It's not a bad army, but and it's very hard to call this a Battle Force. Fulgrim takes up like most of the worth of this box. It's probably worthwhile taking if you don't already have Fulgrim, to be honest. And you don't already have full 3 squads of Flawless Blades and Noise Marines. Not sure how good of it is as a starter box though for Emperor's Children, because you definitely need to get something in addition to these guys. Then you got the Siphonian Prospect, which I think is a very good list. Very good box. I would have preferred if maybe you replaced this commander with one of the new commanders, and the Thunderkin with like some Steeljacks. Some Jaegers instead of one of these Berserk units could also go much better with our Capri Sun Defender over here, because then you can build as a carrier and transport the Jaegers. Well, I mean, to be fair, then it wouldn't really be a Siphonian Prospect, would it? And it does definitely feel like a prospector or mining company over here. I don't think any of these are bad units. Thunderkin are definitely an auto take. Siphonian Berserkers, very tough. Quite versatile unit. This dude, what's his name? Iron Master. I'm not actually sure how good he is. Maybe he's good, maybe he's bad. Why don't you tell me? Check the comments. The Defender, I think, is really good. The fact that he can get Magna Rail Cannon on that's really good. I do like the Earthshakers. Not gonna have one myself, but they're definitely a fun unit. And they definitely go well with your Siphonian Berserkers over here, since similar models. Same people here, manifest thing. And if you compare it to the Combat Patrol, where is their Combat Patrol? It's somewhere... here, there it is. The Combat Patrol. Honestly, these two things together gives you a very well-rounded list. You got your elite infantry over here with your half guard. You got your nice warriors to help with your objective playing and stuff. 2 units of Thunderkin is just a really good thing to have in your army, especially larger armies. This dude, you know, it's fine. Anya champion in here. I don't know how you're meant to pronounce these things. But those, in addition to your 10 melee guys running across the field, this thing which can move very quickly and deal out a lot of damage. And these two, it's just a very good, well-rounded force, I feel like. And you can build a pretty good meta army from that. It's definitely this by itself, very good start to an army. It's basically an army by itself. Very good grounding force. Then the Crusher Stampede, this is not an army. I mean, it can be, it's just not going to be a very good one. Your Neo Tyrant, very usable model. Best in Zoanthropes, I believe, but it's decent. Otherwise, Maleceptor, I really like that model. Very good. I'm going to get one, whether it be in this box or just by itself. This dude here, the Screamer Killer, at the moment it's usable. It's not meta. Maybe one day it'll become meta. That's the thing you have to remember. Maybe it's not meta now. It might be in the future. It doesn't really matter. Then you got your Tyrannofex over here. Which, now that is a meta guy. That's pretty much an auto taking a lot of armies. And then you got this, which can be built as an Exocrine or Horospex, and honestly, it's pretty decent in either way. Probably better as a Horospex. I think these monsters have alternative builds. The Tyrannofex can be built as Termagant Birthing Tervagon, which isn't a bad model either, especially if you're going for a more hard build. The Horospex can be built as the artillery piece known as the Exocrine, or Exocrine, however it's meant to be pronounced. Very good. I've got one of them. I really like it. It's not meta by any means as far as I'm aware, but it's a very fun model to use. And it's a very fun model to build. It just looks great. I really love that model. And the Maleceptor can be built as a Toxicrine, which is, I think, generally what people build these for because of its aura effect. Combining that with its combat patrol, and there's not a lot of synergy there. There's not a lot of synergy in this. There's not a lot of synergy in the combat patrol by itself. The two combined are just not synergistic either. I mean, you can put, I think, your Tyrant Guard or whatever can be joined by the Neuro Tyrant. It's not bad in there, but it's better amongst Zoanthropes. The Gene Stealers can help with the objective playing more. For Paris, as a lone flying unit, it's probably going to get shot apart very easily, but it can be a bit of a distraction. It can help catch objectives and stuff, or just take out weak shooter units that are hanging back, like guardsmen, heavy weapon teams, or artillery pieces, stuff like that. Pyrophore, Biophore can work with these. I mean, two of these together, they can work, but I think it's much better to instead combine it with the Tyranids that come in here. You get 20 Termagants, 5 Barbagants. The Psychoforge works, I think, very well with these models. And then 3 Von Ryan Sleepers, which with their infiltrating and stuff, I think it's not synergistic with them, but it gives you something else to work with that can distract the opponent, or the opponent can perhaps overlook. I've only got this guy again. He'll be flapping about by himself, the Tyranid Warrior Prime. I think the starter set with this box is very good. And if you then add on top of it for combat patrol, you've got a very decent start to an army. I definitely think, as I said, you want to get some Zoanthropes of this thing. You probably might want another one of them. I don't know. I think other than that, it's a set of good models that can support a Tyranid force you already have. And if you do already have the starter set, this is a very good addition to it. If you've bought Leviathan, some people say it's not worth taking this because you just end up with a duplicate Screamer Killer and duplicate Neuro Tyrant. Honestly, what's wrong with that? I already have 2 of the Tyranid halves of the Leviathan. I built 1 of these guys as a Neuro Lictor, and honestly use these tiny little dudes here as trophies for other models. Mostly my Tyranid Hunting Eldar Corsairs. I already have 2 Screamer Killers, a 3rd one's going to be great. 2 of these guys, maybe not. But to be honest, depending on the price, it might just be worth taking anyway. And I think this is a good addition to it, because these 2 are on the same sprue. You can only buy them online. If we go over here, let's find them. Xenos armies, Tyranids. Scroll down, sorry, it's really zoomed in. But they're somewhere down here, I believe. Unless I already went right past them because I'm a silly Billy. Oh, there they are. For Horrors of the Hive, yeah, you can only buy them online. That means you're not really, unless you go on eBay or something, you're not going to find these guys cheaper off-site. If you go to another website, most models you can find cheaper. No, it's not going to be cheaper, usually. But this is a good way. By throwing them into this Battle Force box, it's a good way to get these guys just a bit cheaper. Especially since you will be able to buy the Battle Force box at another store where it's going to be cheaper than buying it directly from Games Workshop or Warhammer store. So, I think it's a decent addition. If we go down to the Foresight Cadre, this is a good box. It's your Gundam box. Everyone knows you buy Tau for the big boys. Or for the recruit. Well, actually, there's a lot of reasons to buy the Tau. I mean, I really like the Fire Warriors. But, I don't know. It's a very versatile box. Lots of stuff you can magnetize here. I'm not sure it's necessarily a good start to the Tau, but probably is. If you combine it with the current combat patrol for the Tau, if you combine it with the previous Battle Force, that's going to be great. You're just going to have all of the Gundams. All of the big battle suits. But if we go back over to the Tau here, with their combat patrol, I think might not be meta, but I think these 2 together is a good starting place for Tau, especially if you're learning to play the game. It gives you a nice amount of infantry, some transport, quite a lot of versatility over here with how you want to build them, and just what they can take on. Because these guys can be built to pretty much take on anything the enemy's going to throw at you. You can take down big vehicles, you can take on swarms of infantry. And Farsight himself can just run around by himself and just wreck face. And the combat patrol is a fun one. If you already have Tau, there's a good chance you might already have Farsight. But Farsight is a beautiful model, and there's plenty of spare bits in here to help kit bash Farsight into something else. And that's the beauty of kit bashing, and that's the beauty of Farsight. It is a very good place. You get lots of drones too, and everyone loves drones. I think a lot of Tau players were actively asking for a box like this as well, so there's the answers given. I've only got the Iron Halo Strike Force, and well, I think this isn't too bad. I don't like the Hellblasters though. I mean, Hellblasters are a good unit. I like Hellblasters as a unit. I don't like getting 5 of them in a box. Because if you want to, let's say, build 30 Hellblasters and you got 5 in a box, the Hellblasters that you can buy individually. Let's go into the Dark Angels because I want to point something else out there. Let's go down a little bit. The Hellblasters are... Oh my gosh, there's so many Space Marine models. But here you go, Hellblasters. Yeah, they come in squads of 10. You can take them in squads of 5 or 10. And they come in squads. So that means if you want to have as many Hellblasters as you can have in your army, which is a very fun list to make. And you can start with this box. You're going to have to buy a second one of these boxes of the Dark Angels Combat Patrol, because that only has 5 Hellblasters in, to give you a nice rounded list of Hellblasters if you don't want 5 spare. I just don't like that. You could just buy 2 other boxes. I mean, I might just do that anyway, depending on its price, because I love the Company Heroes box set. It's probably my favourite box set of Space Marines because it's just so good for kit bashing. You just get so many pieces. This guy can be built as a captain and lieutenant, same with this guy. These both can be part of the same Company Heroes squad. And as a Company Heroes squad, it's just a really good unit. It's a bit one of those units. It does a bit of everything. It does a bit of really good shooting. It does a bit of really good melee. But it's like this thing, good shooting, is a damage 3 heavy bolter. This thing, good shooting, is a damage 2 bolt rifle. Your captain or lieutenants can also be pretty decent at shooting, especially once you get lethal hits if you add a lieutenant into here in addition to your captain. This guy, very good in melee. Your captain, very good in melee. These two, not quite as good in melee. Same with him. But that's the thing. It's like certain models are very good at shooting. Certain models are very good in melee. That's the only issue with the combat heroes, but Company Heroes. But honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The models that are good in melee are so good in melee that you're going to still tear apart most units that you come into contact with. And for shooting is just a bonus on top of that. Redemptor is not meta right now. This thing, really good shooting. If you've already got one because you bought Leviathan, well, now you got a second and it's really good. You can have 2 of them shooting at your opponents. Sternguard, I love Sternguard. I mean, my main army list for my Black Templars, I am building like 40,000 points of Black Templars, but my main army list for them is the first detachment has 30 Sternguard in, and I've got another detachment that has 10 more Sternguards just because all of mine have heavy bolters because if I'm for the Leviathan box, and I want some of the Pyroblasters as well, which aren't as good as the heavy bolters in many regards, but still. For Redemptor, it's good in small armies where your opponent might not have a lot of anti-tank and it's -1 to damage. It's pretty good. It's also a very versatile model. It can deal with heavy elite infantry, it can deal with tanks, it can deal with swarms of enemies, and it can be built in various ways and magnetized. It's a versatile model in small armies, but once you get into larger armies where you're wanting to take more specialized units, it starts to lose its edge. Hellblasters, very fun unit to use, especially if you're just throwing a apothecary in there, so you're just constantly, just always hazard firing your Hellblasters. I think they can double fire. If you fail your hazard test, take a bunch of mortar wounds, they can fire again if they die. Now, you can combine this with the Dark Angels Combat Patrol. But if you do, it will give you a full squad of 10 Hellblasters, very nice. Some Intercessors to help play objectives. Some Blade Guard to have your captain join instead if you want. Also give you a Gravis Captain that you can't have join any of the squads in the Combat Patrol or this. So it's not the greatest thing to add into it. If we go to the Combat Patrols here, it's not going to be great with a Raven Guard one. I mean, Vanguard detachment is pretty good in any army base, mind you, so not too shabby. If you got Space Wolves, it goes well for Space Wolf Combat Patrol. You have Because it gives you a fast attack unit in addition to these much slower units. It gives you a deep striking unit. Gives you some nice melee options. It's not a bad list. If you do collect Space Wolves. Blood Angels. Where are they? They're down here. Again, I think it's not too bad. It gives you some fast attack with your controversial Sanguinian Guard. What have they called? I can't remember. Go down here. Yeah, Sanguinian Guard. And it gives you some nice melee option as well. And another captain to join like this squad. It gives you a bit of a versatile army. But less said about the Space Marines Combat Patrol. It absolutely sucks just by the starter set. This guy cannot join the Terminators if your captain has joined the Terminators and vice versa. So just buy instead the starter set, sell off the Tyranids to somebody else, and you got yourself some nice terrain. Don't want the terrain, sell it off to someone else. It's people like that terrain set. You get some nice dice, some rulers, a little battle mat, some rule books. It's a very nice set. And I think as a starter set added onto here, you get some deep striking Terminators, not too shabby. You get some flamey dudes, which is okay. But yeah, this, I don't think this is ever worth it. Oh, it's a terrible combat patrol. Makes me shiver. And you do have the new space. Oh yeah, the other thing that this includes, and this is something that makes me kind of want to get this, is it includes the new Space Marine heads. These heads. And I'm not a big fan of them. I'm a big fan of the helmeted heads. They're really cool heads. And especially if you don't collect Black Templars or something like that. There's a bunch of heads here that... if you play Black Templars, some of these style of heads, you're going to have a bunch of them. If you don't, you're not going to have that many. But you got some of the Carver Speaking Marines, you got some of the nice Screamy Marines, you got some nice bionic eyes going on. I do like some of these. Like, I do kind of like these heads that don't have the cap on. And these half helmets on are kind of interesting. The Terminator heads, nice to have some alternate heads to them. I do like the ones with cyborg guys, but a lot of the rest of them, they just don't feel that unique to be worthwhile. So depending on, like, if it's 18 quid for a box of heads, yikes. If it's 8 quid for a box of heads, it's fine. But either way, you'll get a box of those heads inside this kit, of a head sprue anyway, which would be nice to have. The Hellforged Warband, now that is good. I love these guys. They're Lord Discordant, beautiful model. These guys, bit monoposy, but beautiful models, and they are very, very good models. Especially if you're starting out with the game, it's a very good start set because these guys are incredibly versatile. They can deep strike in, they can be anti-tank, they can be anti-infantry. You don't have to magnetize any weapons or anything or make choices before the game because, you know, they can just choose what type of weapon they want to use. This guy is very good at dealing with Marines and he can just tear through infantry anyway. These Haffers can be built as anti-tank, they can be built as anti-infantry, they can be built as anti-elite infantry. Legionnaires can be melee focused if you want, they can be shooty focused if you want. It's just a very good list. It's a good army. You got the transport here with its Havoc launchers. It does whatever you need it to do, this list. This guy can destroy tanks. These guys can destroy tanks. It's whatever you're going to face. These guys can deal with it. Very good start. Very good addition to whatever you've got. Because there's a good chance you won't have a Lord Discordant already. I don't. I have 3,000 points of Night Lords I'm building up. and I could add in this quite easily. I already have this box set, and this is another good box set similar to here, where the Venom Crawler and the Obliterators both come together on the same sprue. You can only buy them online, so you can't buy them cheaper offline that easily. So by buying this, it's a way to get these guys basically just thrown in. And if you combine it with the current... Where is it? There you go. The current Chaos Space Marine Combat Patrol is pretty decent. You'll end up with a decent list. You have 10 more Legionnaires. If you build these as more melee focused and put them in for Rhino, you can have these as more shooty focused. You got some cultists to help play objectives, and hopefully your opponent doesn't care for them too much. You got these guys. What is his name again? I always forget what they're called. Master of Possession, yeah. Who can join, I think, for Possessed? Possessed aren't an amazing unit, but they can tear up face when they are thrown against like Marines or something. They can be surprisingly tanky, and they can do a surprising amount of damage. And that's the main thing about them. They can take someone by surprise a little. They're not really amazing, but it's not too bad. And I think adding it onto this, it gives you a good grounding for an army. There's not much more to be said. It's just an amazing list. The Krieg Siege Platoon. There's about 475 points in here, meaning it's got far less points than anyone else. But honestly, I don't really care. It's a cool box. If you like Krieg, if you like Guardsmen, this is a box you've been wanting because it has 2 artillery pieces in. Krieg Command Squad is a pretty decent command squad because you get 6 models in it. It gives feel no pain to any unit it joins. It can join these 20 guys up here. It's quite a versatile squad as well because you got basically 2 characters in it. A Commissar and a Mini Commissar. Increases your objective control, cap. Engineers, very good unit. They're surprisingly good in melee. They can have shotguns. They've got a very nice anti-tank option. Very versatile unit. And 4+ armor save makes them pretty tough. I think they also have Scout, which isn't bad at all, especially if you put them in a dedicated transport. And you can put these guys with the Krieg combat engineers in a transport. But if you already have a Krieg box, this is a good addition to it because then you have 3 artillery pieces. Yay! Which I have 1 artillery piece. I definitely want this. It's definitely going to help round out my army. I just love this box. This is what the Krieg deserve. If you compare that to the... While it's still available, the Krieg Combat Patrol, it's only available while stocks last. This is a good addition. You get another command squad which you can have leading your artillery and your shoots up here. Your heavy weapon squad, which can be built as heavy stubbers. I have 2 heavy weapon squads that I'm building as heavy stubbers because I just love the look of them. Yes, heavy flamers and las cannons might be better, but It's, all in all, I think these plus this is decent. Honestly though, I do think, as much as people complain about the horses, the Guardsman Combat Patrol, Astra Militarum, as they also call it. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. I like this. Now, I might be biased because I do like horses, and I am building a Astra Militarum army that's meant to be for serfs, so my Black Templars, so they're very knightly themed, so having lots of horses is the theme. But Attilan Rough Riders are really fun units. They're surprisingly tough for guardsmen, they're good in melee, they can hit really hard and take out tanks. Kasvikin, very versatile unit. You don't need a combat patrol to join a unit, because it's already a decent sized squad. I mean, it's only 5, but if you just have it like hanging back, giving orders to your heavy weapon squads and stuff, you don't need it joining a unit. maybe it'd be better to do so. But I do think this plus this is not bad. It does give you a more well-rounded army. Not really meta, but in any case, I think if you've bought the Krieg box that came out with the Krieg, this is a better edition than buying this box. But this box, not bad with these guys. I mean, I don't think this is a good box, mind you. It doesn't give you a lot of savings, especially now it's £105. It's not many points inside here. It's not a great, but if you are building a Krieg army, these two are a good start, I guess. But to be honest, I think this by itself is a good start. And you can spend your other money not on this, but on a couple of tanks. Or a couple of chimeras, something, you know, vehicles. Because you're a guardsman, you need vehicles. And then you've got the Age of Sigmar box. And the Age of Sigmar boxes, I don't play Age of Sigmar. I do play Old World. I don't play any of the armies that are here, although I actually do know quite a bit about vampire counts because I did play them a lot in fantasy before Age of Sigmar came out. And honestly, I would have loved this box back in fantasy. Oh my goodness. But the Skaven box seems so cool. It's just 20 Storm Vermin plus this big gun. Plus, you got a Warp Block guy, Death Glow, Bombardier dudes, weapon teams. It's a cool army. It's a lot of models. It's a cool army. And I think it also goes quite well with the new... Again, I don't play. But if you go to their Combat Patrol, the Spearhead, sorry, you get the... I think it's a very old model now, isn't it? This guy definitely old for Gracie, but I do love him. Look how goofy he is. Oh, he's a goofy little guy. Look at that big... Oh, he's so giving pets. Oh, I love him. But you get some cool models here. You get some bigger, tougher units to support your guys. You get another big artillery piece to support them. You get 20 Skaven to help screen your forces. And you get a magic-y dude. I think this looks like a decent start to playing Skaven, a decent addition to whatever you're getting, and a decent, you know, addition to the Spearhead if that's what you have. This is very similar to the Fulgrim box, it looks like. Not many models, much of it's taken for much of the value is taken up by the Zombie Dragon. But I love Blood Knights. Oh my gosh, Blood Knights, my dears. Even when they weren't meta in fantasy and were kind of just overcosted, I still loved playing them. They're beautiful models. They're such fun units to play with. And while the Soulblight's graveyard... Oh, let's just backspace actually. And go to Soulblight Gravelord. There it is. While this doesn't feel as much on theme with what's going on here, it does look like a good addition. You get... This gives you all the infantry you need. It's perhaps got too much infantry. But combine it with this, and that's actually just the right amount of infantry to round out your army. And it has even more cavalry. Yeah, and it's got the ancient... I had this model. I love him. I still love him. It's decent. You go down to the Dankhold Rampage. I'm told this is literally a meta army for the goblins, the Gloomspite gets. The only meta army for the Gloomspite gets is one that doesn't have any Gloomspite gets in it. Or any goblins. It's decent. I don't think it goes very well with either of the Gloomspite gets Combat Patrol, like this one, or Spearhead rather. It's... Yeah, this does not seem to go meld well with this. And the other one does meld a bit better. Maybe if we need infantry. It adds... I do love these models. I bought 2 of these Spearheads. just to turn into an orcs and goblins army for Old World. And I loved building these little guys. And just comparing to the size of Old World Old World Night Goblins are like twice the size. It's hilarious. Oh, but I love them. They're such fun models. And you get 3 more Troggoths, trolls, stone trolls. So, I don't know. I don't think they necessarily go well together, but it's a good, it seems like a good start to an army, I guess. Then you got the Outcast of Spite Grove. I've heard mixed things about this. Some people absolutely love it, some hate it, and honestly, it made me find out that Dryker is a mecha. Dryker's got herself a little mecha suit. Oh my goodness. Like, have you seen Dryker? Go to her. Where is it? Order. I can't say it. Words. Forest. It means forest. Silithanian. Here we go. Look at these. She's got a mecha suit now. Oh my gosh. Remember when she was just a tiny little dryad and now she's got a big old mecha suit made from honeycomb and branches. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, and then you got Durfu over here. Now, if we compare it to the Combat Patrol, I think this definitely goes quite well for the Spearhead, sorry, the Spearhead. It does seem to go quite well. It's like trees, more trees, lots more trees. I think if you buy this Spearhead though, or this Battle Force, whatever, you're gonna be busy building a lot of trees. Similarly, if you buy the Skaven one, you're going to have a lot of rats to build, especially if you're building the spearheads on top of them. Some people have expressed disappointment at the lack of insects in it, which, honestly, as an insect lover, or at least an insect girl anime lover, I can kind of see why. Look at these spells. Oh, there's a big old worm or centipede thing. And look at that beetle. Oh, it's beautiful. It's that beetle from Bug's Life. But yeah, it seems okay. I'm not really too sure, as I said. Spearheads, Age of Sigmar. I don't really play, but they do look like cool armies. For the 40k, I think the ones who run out here are definitely the Tau, because the Tau people seem very happy with this, from what I've seen. Chaos definitely did well with this. I absolutely love this. Oh my goodness. Krieg finally got something they want. It's still... The issue with Guardsmen is whenever they get a box released, it's like, yeah, I'm spending... How much money am I spending? It's like 1 for £1 per... point you get from these boxes for Guardsmen. If you're lucky. Well, maybe not that bad. 475 points, something like that in here. But I mean, it is kind of what Guardsman players want from a box, so... As a Guardsman player, I am happy with this. As a Chaos player, I'm happy with this. As a Space Marine player, I'm kind of meh about this one. I might buy a couple anyway. Depending on how much it costs, just because I do have a plasma battalion for my Black Templars, which is just every single guy has a plasma gun. And I need a lot of plasma for it. I do have a force where I do want a few more Stern Guard. I do have a defensive force where I want a couple more Ballista Spreads. And my plasma battalion does need a couple more Redemptors, although I did build my Redemptor from a Saturnine, my only Redemptor so far. So, I don't know if I want to continue that, or just have like that one be a special one-off. And the Company Heroes, I just love the Company Heroes sprue, it's one of the best. Any box that comes with a Company Heroes sprue is, you know, thumbs up from me. The the Imperial Fist one that came out, I love that Combat Patrol. Tyranids. A lot of Tyranid players are feeling very mixed feelings about it. As a Tyranid player myself, even though I do kind of want two of these units, I don't think, because it's not really a starting army. It feels a bit random choice of monsters in it. It's okay. It's not the worst. It's if you don't have all these models, it's probably worth picking up. These guys, not too bad. I think a lot of current Votann players will probably not benefit too much from this, because I know a lot of Votann players already have quite a few Thunderkin and these Berserkers. Like almost every single Votann player I know has a bunch of them. So it definitely feels like a good start to an army. My own Votann, which I got through for Combat Patrol magazine. And I bought some of the new ones, like this Capri thing and some Steelkin. This could be a good addition to them. I'm not going to buy it, though. And Fulgrim. I mean, I feel like this is just a good way to pick up the Fulgrim model for cheap if you want these units. But I feel like a lot of Emperor's Children players will already have Fulgrim, and as a result, this warband will feel kind of bad. I mean, maybe though it could bring people into wanting to play Emperor's Children and buying the box simply to pick up Fulgrim. And these guys are just a bonus. I don't know. I'd say the Emperor's Children are probably out of all these boxes the ones who lose out the most. After that, probably the Tyranids. But yeah. Then there's just a couple of other Christmas stuff. You do have the new Ultramarines Combat Patrol, which I think would actually pair very well with this. The new Space Marine Battle Force. I say very well. Relatively well. It gives you some Reavers. I do like Reavers. Gives you Tigerius, gives you some Blade Guard, gives you some Intercessors, and gives you some Aggressors. I love Aggressors. So, they are good. Add on to that Battle Force, and it gives you a bit more of a rounded list, I guess. Add on to the Dark Angels Combat Patrol, and you can finally put your Graphis Captain into a squad. Oh my god, I don't like when they release characters in boxes that can't join any of the units in the boxes. And it's not like the Graphis Captain's great to run around by himself. Like, I can sometimes understand with some characters. Like, the Guardsman Command Squad doesn't necessarily have to join a unit to be doing something good. The Emperor's Champion can run around by himself because he has a lone operative special rule. It's... I don't know. Why? Oh yeah, and you get these cool things in this Combat Patrol. I turned Tigerius into a chaplain. He actually really works as a chaplain, by the way. If you ever get a Tigerius model and wondering what to do with him because you play Black Templars and can't have a Psyker, or because you don't play Ultramarines, give him a little chaplain head and a little power weapon or something. It works. You might have to do some cutting up though. Well, there's another bit of Christmas stuff. And it's not for heads. It's not for heads. It's what's coming next week. Oh yeah, Iron Hands. Yes. Best combat patrol ever. Oh, the White Scars Combat Patrol, I think, suits well with a Battle Force of just giving you quite a different mix of units. Nice dice. This guy's coming out. Love him. Combat Patrol. Very nice. But look, Christmas! You can decorate your tree with squiggle baubles. And look, you can get a mouse and keyboard mat. And look, you can decorate your tree with these things too. And oh my goodness, key rings. And stick these on your tree to purify your tree. And look. And Christmas is coming early. And look at it, it's a red gobbo. It's the red gobbo. What is this? It's a fridge magnet. I have a wooden door fridge. And I could stick on the microwave, but you really shouldn't be sticking magnets to your microwave. And look, you get squiggly slip. I kind of want for squiggly ship slippers, even though I know they'll be torn apart, because I used to have Sylveon slippers that were like these, and they not last long at all. I'd also look at the new Space Wolf Christmas jumper and the Soulblight Gravelord Christmas jumper, which I keep looking at this and keep thinking it's the Empire from Skyrim. The other Martin Scepter, whatever. Dropsite Massacre book. Finally a book just focused on the Dropsite Massacre. Very nice. But yeah, it's Christmas. Can you feel it? It's coming. Christmas gifts for your 40k people. But that's it. That's the recording.